DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Today's daily motivation, we want to talk about 3 levels of people and how you deal with each one of these types of people. In your life, you got a lot of different folks around you. You got some people who might not really have a whole lot that they're doing that you could really benefit from, but maybe you got a long relationship with them. You got some people who might be maybe somewhat on your level, or they're on their way towards it, and you got some people who might be way above your level, and you're trying to get to where they're at, and you got some people who are somewhere in between, maybe vacillating between those levels. Now, I want to remind you, first of all, of this thing that we call the law of association, which states you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. It could be 5 people, it could be 2 people, it could be 20, it could be 100. Whoever you spend the most time with, you are becoming those people. And what this daily motivation is going to be is a derivative of the law of association. I'm going to tell you how and why you want to associate with certain people on certain levels and in certain ways. Everybody has their level. Not everybody is the same. All right, we all start off the same when we're born, but we become very different very quickly. And those of you who are old enough to understand what I'm saying right here, all right, people are way different now at your age than they were when you were 6 months old. So let's talk about it. First level is a 2-minute individual. Yes, 2 minutes, 1, 2. 2-minute individual. Who is this? This is the person who doesn't have anything going on. This is the person who is doing a whole lot of nothing. And when I talk about these things, I'm talking relative to you. So look at your level. Person who has nothing going on relative to what you're doing, relative to the level that you're at, that's the 2-minute individual. So the person I give 2 minutes might not be the same as for you, but for you, they ain't got nothing going on. They're not really trying to have anything going on and not really trying to advance or do better. They're pretty much just good where they are, and they're not trying to move up or improve or anything like that. Let me tell you what not to do with this person. First of all, don't preach to them about why they need to get better. Don't tell them that, hey, you should start reading these books or watching these videos or signing up for these courses. Don't try to preach to them and make them be something that they don't want to be. You cannot make a person be anything they don't want to be. You can tell them, you can ask them, you can share with them, you could try to browbeat them. All it's really going to do is just make them annoyed with you and break up a relationship that you didn't even need to mess up because they weren't going to change anyway. So you just wasted your time is what you're doing. And time is the most valuable resource you have. So you should never waste your time trying to convince somebody to be something that they don't want to be. So the 2-minute individual person don't have much going on, and they're not trying to have anything on. They're not even striving to get better. Leave them alone. They get 2 minutes of your time. These people are usually your relatives. These are your coworkers. These are people you've known for a long time. So there's a relationship there, but they can't really do anything to help move you forward, and you need to be selfish about staying away from them, because the more time you invest in them, the less you're investing in your growth. So these are the high and by individuals. These are people, you see them, you say, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's the kids? How's the family? Saw the game last week. All right, cool. I got somewhere to be. You get out of there. They get 2 minutes of your time. That's it. 2 minutes. Next level person is the 2-hour person. What's a 2-hour person? This is the person who is on their way. Sometimes they might hang with a few of the people who they ain't got nothing going on. They hang with some of the know-nothings, do-nothing individuals sometimes. But also there are times when they are striving and they're trying to move forward and they're trying to make moves. They're trying to get better. Every now and then they come around you and they're like, yo, what books are you reading? Or how can I get better? Or what conferences you going to? Or how can I get in school? How can I move up and get promoted at my job? How can I start building a business? Sometimes they're on that and they're trying to move forward, but then other times they're on the know nothing, the bullshit nonsense, right? So they're not all the way in on getting better, but they're trying to, right? They're in between, or they're on a path to getting better, but they haven't quite really gotten better yet. They're trying. All right, they're learning, they're reading, they're making some investments, but they haven't quite made the strides yet to where talking to them is actually going to help you do anything. You can help them, but they can't really help you. And again, success is selfish, folks. If there's somebody out there that you can help them, but they can't really help you, then they can pay for access to you, but you don't have to pay with your time for access to them, because what can they do for you? They can't really do anything for you. And again, you got to be selfish with your time. Your time is the most valuable resource that you have. You don't owe it to anybody else unless they happen to be your blood child. If they're not your child, you don't owe them. You don't owe your cousin or your brother or your sister your time. You do not. So these are the 2-hour people. They can get maybe 2 hours of your time if they're doing the right thing. If they're doing something that can benefit you, they get 2 hours of your time. Or in a moment, sometimes you feel charitable, you can get them 2 hours of your time. Other than that, you don't just give them time just because. All right, even though they may be asking for it, they have to earn it, or they can pay for it. One or another. They earn it or they pay for it. One or the other. And again, you got to be selfish about this. This is your life that we're talking about here. This is not some random video game. So that's the second person. It's a 2-hour individual. Third type of person is the 2-day person. I don't mean 2-day like today is Monday, not that kind of today. I mean 2 days. 2 days. This is the person who is playing the game at a higher level than you are right now, and you know they're playing the game at a higher level than you. And look, they probably know they're playing the game at a higher level than you. This is the person who, if they called you and they said, yo, I need you to fly to this city, this is where I'm gonna be at, me and a bunch of people who are on my level, we all gonna be hanging out and giving people the game for 2 whole days. I need you to fly here and you could be a part of what we're doing. You could be in the circle. You get a plane ticket and you go. That's a 2-day individual. That's the person who, anytime they're giving out game, you need to be listening. Anytime they're sharing stuff, you need to be taking notes. Anything they're putting out, you need to be reading it, watching it, downloading it, buying it, saving it, sharing it, locking it in, and studying it. That's the 2-day individual. That's the person who's playing the game way bigger than you're playing the game. That's the person you're making $100K a year, they're making $1 million a year. You want to know everything that they're doing to make that million so that you can get to the level that they're at. That's the 2-day individual. You will spend 2 whole days with that person if you were given the opportunity to do so. All right, that's a 2-day person. Ideally, you want to spend as much time as possible around 2-day individuals, not 2-hour individuals, and definitely not 2-minute individuals. Okay? 2-day individuals are the people whose books you're reading. They're the people whose podcasts you subscribe to, the YouTube channels you are following, the courses that you take, the conferences that you buy tickets to. These are the people who, if you hire a coach, is their program that you want to get into. Those are the 2-day people. And ideally, you want to become a 2-day person to people who are in your audiences, because we all dip and dive in different audiences depending on what we need in different seasons of our lives. But you got to get around these 2-day people. The challenge for many of you is that you're spending way too much of your time, especially those of you who you may come from an environment where there are a lot of 2-minute people, and because you know a lot of them, you feel some type of obligation to spend time with 2-minute people. You gotta uproot that out of your mind. I got a course in Work on Your Game University called Bulletproof Mindset that will help you get that out of your head. You don't owe it to anybody just because y'all started at the same place. Y'all ain't at the same place anymore. So you can't keep acting like you're back at level 2 if you're now at level 8. You keep doing that, you're gonna go back to level 2. That's what's gonna happen. All right, you're not gonna pull the level 2 people up to 8. No, they're gonna pull you back down to a 2. Is what's gonna happen. You keep doing that. So you don't owe it to people just because you came from a certain place. They owe it to themselves because you got to a certain place. They see where you're at. They need to find out how you got there. Those are the 2-hour people if they're serious. And they're 2-minute people if they're not serious. You got to identify who's who. Who's a 2-minute person? Who's a 2-hour person? Who's a 2-day person? And you dole out your time accordingly. Understanding that time is the most valuable thing that you have. You cannot afford to waste time. It's the worst thing you could waste is time. I would suggest you waste your money before you waste your time. So look around in your life and identify, all right, who actually am I around? Who is a 2-minute person in my life? Who's a 2-hour person in my life? And who's a 2-day person? Some of you, I'm gonna be honest, some of you won't have any 2-day people in your life. You don't have any. You don't know any 2-day people. And understand, you don't have to know them personally. You can have 2-day people in your life by following them on YouTube or subscribing to their podcast or reading their books or sign up for their course. They could be a 2-day person just from that. You consume somebody's material online all day. If somebody got a lot of material, you can consume their stuff all day. They could be a 2-day person to you and you never even met them. But one thing I would suggest you do, addition by subtraction, the fastest way to move forward is you got to cut off the cancers. You got to get the bums out of your life. All the 2-minute people in your life, it's not that you have to stop talking to them or you can't be friends with them on Facebook anymore or you can't say hi to them at the family picnic. Is that they get 2 minutes. That's the thing, is that many of you are spending 2 hours and 2 days with 2-minute people. That's the biggest mistake that a bunch of you are making. It's not that you know 2-minute people. All right, you can't help but know 2-minute people because there's too many of them to not know them. All right, if you only knew 2-day and 2-hour people, you wouldn't have too many associates and too many people to say hi to. You wouldn't know anybody. You would feel like you were isolated. And like if you didn't know any 2-minute people, it's too many of them to not know them. But you just got to be careful of how much time you're giving these people. That's the most important part. So everybody got this. 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days. Understand who's who and use your time accordingly. So with all that said, I send out a daily motivation text. It's guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start your day every day. You can get it for free every single morning, straight to your text message, straight to your phone. Just text me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. Every day when that text goes out, you'll be getting it. And daily, Work on Your Game University is the other thing. My Bulletproof Mindset 2.0 framework, 30 Days of Discipline, ASAP Confidence, Work on Your Game system, Content Machine, Sell Yourself, all of those and more. We got 40 plus high level frameworks, trainings, and courses inside of Work on Your Game University. So any of you want to know, is there more that you teach or more that you do besides videos on YouTube or podcasts or books? The answer is, of course, there's a lot more that we do. All of that's in Work on Your Game University. You want to get into the university, just go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. The link, along with the number to get my texts, are down below in the description to this video. And make sure you do all the YouTube stuff. Hit the notification bell so every time a video comes out, you know about it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like this video, comment on the video, share the video, leave a comment, let me know what's the best insight or best thing you're gonna do differently based on what you heard in this video. Y'all know how to leave comments on videos. And that's that. Everybody have a great day. Work on your game. Dre all day.